Good morning guys, this is Katie and welcome to our Halloween celebration. So just to give you some context, it's actually Saturday the 2nd of November. Halloween was very busy at school this year. We had like a fall fest, it was kind of crazy. And then yesterday on Friday, I had a full day of like parent consultations. So we are celebrating Halloween today and that means plenty of Halloween snacks. But we're also going to be watching Crown Jewel, which is a WWE pay-per-view. That is on at 12, which gives me 3.5 hours to prepare all the food and the snacks that I want. So let's start our Halloween day. Obviously, we still have all of our decorations up, but this is kind of where my mind is at. I've got a few different foods that I need to prepare. There's a few sweet treats that I started making yesterday in between like parent consultations, but this is kind of where we're at. I've got my witch's hat with my tortilla chips. I need to make some salsa chili dip for that. We've got some popcorn that is going to go in this Dunkin' Donuts bucket. We've got our hands. I'm going to put some like green Snickers and Twix bars in there. And then we have, this is actually a popcorn bucket that we got in Thailand when we lived in Bangkok. So I'm going to put some of these Halloween party mix stuff in there. And then all of these plates, I picked up like 4 long ones. I'm going to start making those as well. And then all of these plates, I picked up these 4 long ones. I'm going to be making some jalapeno poppers, some graveyard desserts, and also there was one more thing. Oh, broomsticks, like cheese broomsticks. So let's have a go. So as I said, the pay-per-view starts in 3.5 hours. So I'm going to be cooking as I talk and film. So apologies that this is not a cinematic video. I have to get stuff done. But I'm glad I got quite a lot done yesterday. So chili is the first task because I'm going to make that from fresh. So the first dish I am making here is some dip. So I am simply cutting up some peppers and making sure they are nice and small, and then also cutting up some onions as well. I am breaking down some minced peppers and onions. I'm adding some taco seasoning in there so I can get that rich fajita kind of flavor. I've got some diced tomatoes and black beans in there as well, just to give it a bit more texture. I love this, is it adobe seasoning? It is so flavorful. I add a sprinkle of that, I add some paprika, I add some garlic powder, just to give it some extra flavors. And what I'm gonna do is just let this simmer for about 45 minutes on low, let all of those flavors blend together. So as I am cooking, I'm also watching 10 Things I Hate About You. So I didn't really fancy watching a Halloween movie, and I love this movie. It's one of my favorites from when I was a kid. So I'm watching that, and I'm just popping in these chopped tomatoes and kidney beans now. And I'm showing off my tin opener because I hate normal tin openers, and I kept complaining about it. And then Callum found this magical one on Amazon, and you don't even realize that you're opening it until it just kind of pops off. It's beautiful. You don't have to argue with the tins anymore. Maybe that was just me, I don't know, but I love it. So if you want, I'll try and find a link for that and leave it in the description, but it is so easy to use. This isn't an advert obviously for it, I just love it. So I am putting all of this stuff in a pan now, and it's just gonna go on a really low heat and simmer away and let all of those flavors kind of blend together. Right, so chili is cooking. Sorry, I'm gonna get away from the dishwasher. It's making a racket. Chili is cooking. It's just on a low heat. I'm gonna leave it there for like 45 minutes, then check on it. Now I am preparing some jalapeno poppers. So these are zombie jalapeno poppers. And I'll be honest, a lot of the things I'm preparing today I found on Rosanna Pansino. I think that's how she say her name, but she's a YouTuber. She has a load of really cool like bake and cook recipes and stuff like that, so like bake with me, cook with me, that type of thing on her channel. And she has some really cool Halloween ideas, and they're also pretty simple because I am not the best of bakers or the best of cooks, so it's kind of all not too many ingredients, basic simple things to prepare. So I'm gonna make them some jalapeno poppers, and then we wrap it up in like crust to make it look like a zombie or a mummy. And then we're also going to be making these little cheese broomsticks. So that's the next task. So So next up, I am getting everything out ready to make some jalapeno poppers. So I love jalapeno poppers and these came out really well. So basically I have got my jalapenos, I've got some spring onion that I've chopped up here. So this is literally just 3 pieces of spring onion. I'm going to mix together some cream cheese. I'm going to put in there, like it's a whole block of cream cheese. Then I put my spring onions and then a little bit of garlic powder goes in there. A few cups of like Kobe Jack cheese goes in there, and then a bit of salt and pepper. And I will say the cream cheese does need to be room temperature. Mine was pretty hard, so you can see here it's not really mixing well. So I'll be honest, I just left it to the side, started making the next things. Well, I actually started cutting up my jalapenos, and then by the time I had done all that, it had kind of got to room temperature properly and I was able to mix it a little easier. So I am just cutting up some jalapenos. I actually take one aside and just cut it up into small pieces so that Cam can add it into his like tortilla dip later on. But the rest of these I am just cutting up ready to put my stuffing in that I've just made with that cream cheese. I love jalapenos, but my main tip is just to make sure all of those seeds get out. I don't mind too much spice because obviously we lived in Thailand for some time. I have got used to spice now. But if you are not, if you don't like spice too much, just make sure all of those seeds are out. So I have lined up my jalapenos on a baking tray with a bit of parchment paper. I'm going to be scooping in this cream cheese into my jalapeno poppers and ta-da, they're done. And then this is the fun part. So I picked up this crescent rolls pack. I actually just got this from Aldi, but you can get it everywhere. And sprinkled some flour out so that it didn't stick down, and obviously it comes in these like 4 little pieces because I think this is meant to be for like croissants, but if you just pinch along the joining points it all fills like together. Then I cut some strips and then wrap it around my jalapeno poppers to make little zombies. And the main tip is just to make sure that they're really thin pieces. You're doing it kind of slow. They might fall apart a little bit, but it's fine, it just kind of sticks together. And once it cooks, it will stay together anyway. And then just make sure that you leave a little gap for those eyes at the end. You'll see what I mean when we finish that. But I just use this little pizza cutter to cut my strips, wrap my jalapeno poppers together, like wrap it around to make little mummy zombie things. I thought they were really cute. Again, this isn't my recipe. This is a recipe that I found on YouTube. I'll leave the link in the description. But I really found it easy to do, but they just came out really well as well. So these are my zombies. I'm going to put them aside, and we are watching Crown Jewel, but it's not on for a little while. So I am just going to put a little bit of whitewash on them, put them aside, and then put them in the oven about 30 minutes before I want to eat them. They only need to be in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, but I will want them to cool down a little bit before the pay-per-view starts, but I don't want to overcook them. Right, so my jalapeno poppers are done. The chili is done. I've just taken off the stove for now. I'm going to decorate some brownies that I made yesterday. I've also made some Rice Krispie Frankenstein, so I've just melted some chocolate. I'm going to let that cool a little bit, and then I'm going to decorate those as well. And then I also need to decorate some pumpkins, like some cookie pumpkins. But I'm almost done. Did I say it? Oh, I also need to do my broomsticks. Maybe I'll do them first. So next I am making my cheese broomsticks. So this is a very simple, easy Halloween snack. I have just cut up some cheese string, shoved a pretzel stick down the middle to make a little broom, and now I am using some bits of the spring onion that I added to my jalapeno poppers earlier, and I'm just wrapping them around to make it look like a little broomstick. Okay, so yesterday I made some Rice Krispies, like just marshmallow, a little bit of butter, some dye, and I actually used some white chocolate mocha syrup just to give it an extra little flavour. And then I'm making a little Frankenstein, so I ice the top and then I dip the top part into chocolate, and now I'm going to make the little face on top. And to do that I actually bought this pack of candy eyes as well. So then I'm now just sticking these little candy eyes. You can get these from the supermarkets. I was amazed that you could get them. I don't think I've ever seen them in England, but you just stick them on. The icing I had just allow them to be stuck on, but you could also use like a little bit of chocolate or whatever to stick them on as well. So I put a few different sized pairs of eyes on my Frankensteins, and then I used some melted chocolate to draw on the eyebrows and a mouth. Now, the person I watched on YouTube who made this, again, I'll leave the link in the description, but she used a piping bag, but I think my Rice Krispies were like a little bit too small to use that. So in the end, I just used these toothpicks and literally just drew eyes and eyebrows and things like that onto my Frankensteins. I then also used the same melted chocolate to stick little mushrooms on the neck of the head as well, so it really gave that extra Frankenstein look. I was so happy with how these came out. I am definitely gonna make these in the future. And it's actually Callum's birthday in a few weeks' time, so I think I'm gonna try and experiment with some like Nintendo styled Rice Krispie treats because we love them. And Callum isn't like a massive sweet tooth person, but he loved them as well, which is always good. So that's done. I'm now gonna decorate some brownies. I actually just got like a package, like a Halloween brownie package set yesterday, and I have got like a Hocus Pocus tray, so I'm just gonna pipe some frosting on the top and make some like zombie mummy design things similar to the jalapenos. It's almost 11 o'clock, so I'm actually just gonna preheat the oven now so I can get my jalapeno poppers in the oven and then get like a chili dip all ready and sorted. It's ready for the show, for the pay-per-view at 11. Also, I was watching 10 Things I Hate About You. I'm now watching Never Been Kissed. It's a full like rom-com 90s day, clearly. Next up, I am getting some frosting ready. So I bought like a piping bag set, and I just bought this frosting from the shop. I know that you can make royal icing and all that stuff yourself. I didn't have the time for that. So we are just putting some frosting on. I got my candies again, and I pre-cooked some brownies the day before. So I actually had some time off the day before. It was a parent consultation day at my school, and because of that my lunch break was at home, so I was able to use that time to get a little bit of baking done. So I am just now sticking these candy eyes again on my brownies. These are going to be like mummy brownies again, and then I'm just going to use this icing to draw the mummies on the top as well. Then I'm going back to my dip. It is looking good. I put it all into a oven tray, and then I'm putting lots of cheese on the top so it's nice and gooey, and I'm going to put that in the oven with my jalapeno poppers for about 20 minutes. That was kind of enough time for it to really become crispy on the top and nice and hot on the inside. Now I am making a ganache mousse thing. I'm not really sure what this is, but this is a graveyard. This is meant to be a graveyard dessert. So this is just pudding, like chocolate pudding, instant chocolate pudding, and I've mixed it with a bit of milk, and I'm whipping this so that all of that instant pudding dissolves, and then you just add in, well, I'm actually getting these biscuits first and writing RIP on them because they are going to become little graveyards. I bought a black pen from Mariano's, and again it was too thick, so my trusty toothpicks came out again, and I used that to draw RIP on there so that it was a little bit easier to write. And these are going to be part of my graveyards, which I will show you in a minute, but it's pretty much just crumbled up Oreo biscuits, mousse, and then these on top with a little Halloween candy. So I'll show you that once it is done. Right, my food is all prepared. I'm really excited how it came out, to be honest. I'm quite proud of myself. I'm not a baker or a chef or whatever, cook, whatever, but I'm quite glad. I'm very excited for these jalapeno popper zombies. They look awesome. But I've got my t-shirt on. We're gonna watch Crown Jewel. Sorry, I just have to show you these. Look how cute these are. Anyway, I'll show you all of the food now, and let's get started with the pay-per-view. Okay, so I made these cheese broomsticks with pretzels, and these are just Ragoon things. Ragoon, I think they're pronounced Ragoons. We just picked them up from Mariano's. They're really tasty. We just wanted to kind of like partner that up with that. Then we have some jalapeno poppers, and I just put those candy eyes in. Again, they look really cute. We have a salad, like a tomato and mozzarella pearl salad. They're meant to look like little pumpkins. I just have a bit of jalapenos on the side to make things spicier because we have some dip. Some tortilla chips, and these are also sweet potato chips in there as well, just to give it some colour. So these are my Frankensteins, and these are little like monster peeps that go with it. These are my graveyard like desserts, some mummy or zombie brownies on my Hocus Pocus tray that we got from Spirit Halloween, and my pumpkins. And I kind of tried out like doing the whole thing, and I preferred this one. So yeah, that is our food. Oh, also we have some popcorn in here, and then like some savoury like pretzel sticks and bits and bobs in there. Thank you so much for watching this Halloween day with me, and make sure you hit subscribe. My SummerSlam series will be out very soon, and then it is time for Vlogmas. So until then guys, take care and see you soon. Bye.